This Daf Yomi Yerushalmi in the Art Scrolls of Other edition. We're on Daf Mem Vav, and we got the Mem Vav on base, and basically the third to last line. So today's going to be a very brief shir, and we're going to start from there. Kmo Paugus, and in the Vilna, that is on Chav Daladam base, the second to last line. Well, Paugus. So basically, yesterday we summarized that you can't get to 2,500 amos, square amos, which is the Mata Sarla Beis in according to Rabbi Zera's cheshbon of 9 by 7, 63 trees to start off with, and then eliminating trees as you get down to 10. And we get because if you include the margins on either side, well, first, if you don't include margins, you don't include the margins on either side, you just go by the square of 63 by 48, 60 48, of 9 by 7. So then you have the shetach of the kerem is 3,072 amos, minus 1,024, which you take out for the Makam Akronos, because we're taking out trees at the corners, and we talked about that yesterday. And that leaves you 2,048 as the area of the kerem Rabbi Zera, which is 452 less than the kerem of the Mishnah, which is 10 for Beis Saw, which means that it is 2,500 square amos. If you include the margins, which means you have added 8 amos on each side beyond the vines themselves, so then you have 72 amos by 56 amos. 72 amos by 56 amos is 4,032 square amos, and that is take off the Malcolm Kronos again, which is 1,024, 16 by 16 in each corner. That leaves you with 3,008. Well, that's 508 more amos than you have in the kerem of the Mishnah. Rabbi Zera's kerem is not going to, they're either going to be more or less, and significantly more or less in size than the kerem of our Mishnah. So what do we say? So it says, Gemara, I'll tell you what. It says saying Kumo Paugus, here it should actually say Ube Muflagos. That's what the Girsa of the Rash Cirilio and Reb Chaim. And it means Muflagos Kichidose. If I want to take the lower amount, right, which is 2,048, and make it and expand it, I can't, because I can't expand it to include get up to 2,500, because the moment I leave more space between the trees, between the vines, it's going to be more than 16 amos if they're going like individual vines. There's not going to be then any kerem. It's going to be 10 individual solitary vines, and I need to try to make a kerem of 2,500 square amos. Itebe road safe. If you're going to say you make them close to together, also it's not going to work out. Because then you're going to have to add more trees, right? And you're going to be able to add more trees. If you add more trees, so then you have more than 10 amos, more than 10 trees in a Beis Saw. We're talking about getting to a number of 10 in a Beis Saw. So how's that going to work? Have a low matzitanya. So Rabbi Zera's arrangement is not going to work out with our Mishnah. Now that doesn't mean that we can't work out at all. Just that Rabbi Zera, when he gave his arrangement, that arrangement and our Mishnah do not come out to be precisely or even imprecisely the same ratio. Again, because the Rabbi Zera's kerem of 9 by 7 is not going to be able to make the criteria of 10 scattered for a Beis Saw with any degree of within any degree of similarity to our Mishnah. So now we go on to a new issue here. We have Kares Mechuvan. If the trunks are in line, even though the foliages are not in line, Harezim Kerem, it's still considered a kerem. We can make the proper rows out of it. So this goes back to our Mishnah, which said that the Gefanim have to be can't be planted and mixed up, but they have to be, according to Beis Shammai, a row of 5. According to Beis Hillel, so as long as the trunks are in line, it doesn't matter what the foliage is. And conversely, if the foliage is in line, and the trunks are not in line, then that's not a valid vineyard. What happens if when they're thin, not fully grown, they are not in a straight line. Have get thicker. So once they get thicker, they are in a straight line. I guess because the trunks expand and take up more space, and then they become connected. Haray's a karam. It's considered to be a karam. Kesu yodei muchbanos hein. How you know if they are in line? Maybe you bring a string and string it from tree to tree. Even though this picture is really going on, but here you string a string from tree to tree. It could be on either side, as we're going to see, but that's where you tell if they are in line or not. Is tiny tiny bifnim. Some say you put the string on the inside. Is tiny tiny b'vachutz. Bifnim would be over here. Strings are on the inside, and here the chutz strings on the outside. Rabbi Yonah said, "Man amar mi bifnim betoch tefach." There doesn't say well, on the inside; it's within a tefach. Man amar b'chutz tzorich shenogeh b'hem. If it's those who say it's on the outside, has to actually touch them. So the way Reb Chaim explains it, if you're measuring on the outside, it has to touch all the trees, and if one is thinner than the other one's even a koshu, so it doesn't touch the string, it's not a keren. So obviously, havu is only once they become ave, they actually do touch the string, that becomes has the same keren. Before that, it doesn't have the same keren. But that's if you measure on the outside. You measure on the inside, so with tefach, then and this probably goes back to the whole issue of the kilayim being based on marzayin. That then they look like they're straight. I guess because it's on the inside, they look more close together. Even if they're within a tefach of the string, they don't have to make it up to the string itself. Now we're really up to the next case, and I think that we're pretty far on Zion and Aleph at this point. Yeah, well, about more than halfway down Mem Zion Ralph. And as I said, this will be a short shear today, so this is actually as far as we're going to go. And we'll go through Mem Zion tomorrow.